Good evening, I'm Matt McCoy. The holiday season is meant to be a time for you to get together with friends and family, but for some, it's a time to remember back to a lost loved one. That's what the Sawyer family is doing as Christmas gets closer. Darren Sawyer was 15 years old when the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Department discovered Darren's body at a mud track near Brandon School Road in North Tuscaloosa County. Nearly 5 months after Darren's four-wheeler went missing during a race he had trained for, Darren's family is bringing back a tradition Darren started with his grandfather many years ago. WVUA's Courtney Highfield talked with the family as they get ready for the hard holiday season in tonight's top story.
It's a bittersweet time anyway, and we just wanted to do something, in honor, really, of Darren's life here while we had him here, because he did so many things and touched so many lives just being who he was. So we wanted to do this, in memory of him and everything good that he stood for in his life.
It was a tradition once started for Darren Sawyer's father, Tommy, but now it's being passed down as a way to continue his Christmas celebrations with his son.
Well, my dad got killed in '91, and we decorate every holiday for something, and my son would always help decorate for Christmas, and this year we're having to decorate for him.
For many, Christmas is a time for family, a time to reminisce and think about the memories they shared throughout the past year. And for the Sawyers, that's exactly what they're doing.
When he would come to me, we would have to go buy a gallon of pickles, and that's why I bought the pickle ornament today for Darren's tree. When he died, he had one pickle left in the jar, and they told us that we could put stuff in the vault because they had already sealed the casket. So I went home and I gathered up a few things, that Darren would really want not to part with. And God kept leading me back to that jar of pickles with that one pickle. And I said, "What are you trying to tell me, God?" And then all of a sudden it fazed me that God was telling me to send him his pickle. So I took that pickle, I cut it up, I wrapped it up in paper towel in a freezer bag and put it in the manila envelope, and Darren got his pickle.
But after all the stories are told, what Darren's family seems to remember the most is the kind of person he was, inside and out.
I just want to say that my son has touched more lives in his short 15 years than most people has in a lifetime.
I know he's enjoying where he is. He's looking down on us, and I will see him again someday real soon.
Reporting in Townley and Walker County, Courtney Highfield, WVUA News.
The ornaments on the tree were not only bought in stores, but a lot of them were handmade by family and people throughout the community to remember Darren. In the hustle and bustle of Christmas, kids often forget the true meaning. But so this morning, the Christmas Angel made a special visit to the Learning Center in Northport to remind them, all while helping one local charity. It was part of a book reading and signing for the children's book, The Christmas Angel, a book that shows kids Christian-like things to do during the holiday. As a part of today's event, guests were encouraged to bring canned food for the West Alabama Food Bank. Jennifer Thomason, the author of the book, dressed as an angel to symbolize what she believes is the true meaning of Christmas. Thomason also says the book is supposed to get kids to understand the bigger picture of the holiday season.
Well, it's here to restore the spirit of Christmas, one message at a time. So the focus is on the message. Most of the kids absolutely love the angel in the book, but what message is left is going to instill the value that it's better to give than to receive at Christmas time.
For more information on how you can spread the Christmas Angel spirit, visit their website at www.yourchristmasangel.com. Their goal, to deliver a shiny new toy at Christmas to as many deserving children as possible. They try and help those families who would otherwise wouldn't be able to put presents under the tree. Today, some shoppers right here in West Alabama chipped in to help complete that goal. WVUA's Lynn Piers shows us a closer look at the Tuscaloosa Marines Toys for Tots.
It started with 300 kids receiving new toys. Now, Toys for Tots is serving over 1,600 families per year. More families getting toys comes from the increase of people donating. Many of those donors just paying it forward after being helped themselves.
I feel so great doing it because years ago, I had to get help. So it makes me feel much better to help somebody else now.
The group that's behind the toy drive is the Marines, who say you can't explain the feeling you have when you give back to the community.
It feels great knowing that you're helping other kids that are in need. It feels great to know that you're helping the community.
With it being the first Christmas after April 27th's tornado, Toys for Tots has seen an increase in donations and more of a giving spirit around Tuscaloosa.
When people actually have seen their own neighbors without, and now we're at the point of the season where they can give back.
Everyone involved with Toys for Tots say that the feeling you get when you see the smile on the kid's face is a feeling you will never forget.
Until you actually feel it and see it, it's a hard emotion to describe, but you're satisfied, you're happy, and you know that all the hours you put in is worth it.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa, I'm Liz Pears with WVUA News.
If you would like to donate to Toys for Tots or volunteer, you can go to their website at www.tuscaloosamarines.com. WVUA is covering Montgomery, where protesters rallied at the Capitol today calling for the repeal of Alabama's controversial immigration law. Although there have been small rallies before, today's protest was the largest the capital city has ever seen when it comes to the immigration law. Amanda McKenzie from WAKA in Montgomery takes us to the protest, where they were calling for an end to the racial profiling and for families to be kept together.
The opposition to Alabama's law on illegal immigration appears to be growing, and protesters say they won't be giving up on the fight for immigration rights. While many of the people in this crowd are undocumented immigrants, they are receiving support from activists and civil rights leaders who say Alabama's immigration law is like going back in time to when this state struggled with segregation laws.
Segregation was really real in Alabama. Things have changed some, but not enough.
Hazel Dukes, president of the NAACP in New York, made the trip to her hometown of Montgomery, where she was once part of the civil rights movement. She says this immigration law has turned into a multicultural and multicolored issue.
We all came from someplace, and they have a right to come and rear their families and work.
13-year-old undocumented immigrant Jocelyn is now staying with her uncle after the rest of her family fled.
They left 2 months ago to Mexico because my mom was scared and she just didn't know what to do anymore.
So now Jocelyn is fighting to stay and is speaking out for immigrant rights. Isabel Rubio of the Hispanic Interest Coalition of Alabama says this law is creating a second class of citizens.
We cannot take a 50-state patchwork approach to immigration reform when it's a federal issue and it needs to stay in Washington.
Jocelyn says her family came here because America is known as the land of opportunity and wanted a better education.
They've always wanted me to be the first one to graduate out of the whole family.
But until this law is repealed, her dream of an education in Alabama may just be a dream.
I don't want people to give up. There's still hope.
Again, that was Amanda McKenzie reporting. Governor Robert Bentley says he's working with members of the legislature to clarify and simplify Alabama's immigration law during the next legislative session. Earlier today, Senator Bobby Singleton made a stop in Tuscaloosa where he gave a keynote speech to parents at Central High School. WVUA spoke with Senator Singleton and got his thoughts on Alabama's tough immigration law.
Well, interesting, the immigration bill, is at this point in time has disrupted a lot of Alabama industries. It disrupted the livelihood of a lot of Alabamians. While the bill was focused at one race of people in terms of Hispanic or Latino Americans or Latinos who's coming in this country that may not be legal, but it has affected all of us.
In tonight's Education Watch, parents of students in the Tuscaloosa City school system got a first-hand look at what goes on while their kids are at school and how they can get involved. The Southern Christian Leadership Conference teamed up with the city schools and other community partners and hosted the 3rd annual Parent Involvement Rally at Central High School. In an effort to promote student success, the rally featured several parent and student workshops, a free lunch, and an array of giveaway prizes. Leaders of the community hope today's rally will emphasize the importance of parents getting involved.
I just want parents to know that any way that they can help us, whether it's an hour or 2 hours or one visit a month, that we appreciate all that they can do because all of it is going to helping children.
Having the parent involvement, we believe that successful, productive children start at home. As important as schools are, educators are, I don't think anything supersedes what the home is supposed to be.